reusable doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good donation for Resource Depot. So I'm going to go over quickly a few things that should go into your recycling bin and a few things that should go into your box for Resource Depot. First, we're going to start with the things that normally go in the blue bin, your glass and your plastics. Some of the things we don't want at Resource Depot: wine bottles, beer bottles, stinky milk jugs. A lot of times people want to know if we take water bottles or soda bottles. We do get a lot of requests for large quantities of these items, so if you are going to donate these to us, we ask that you collect them at your house first and try to give them to us in bulk. That makes it a lot easier for that teacher or artist to come by and grab all that they need at one time. So we don't want to take all your bottles. What we will take though is if it has a colorful cap, you can save those. Even better, if you can sort by color, and when you get a whole bag full, that's when you can donate to them to Resource Depot. Likewise with those wine and beer caps, we'd like all the corks to be together and all the bottle caps to be together too. We also like the pop tabs off of your soda cans, so you can also take those off before recycling those. Another thing that we don't really like is prescription or vitamin bottles, just because of what was inside. Anything with lids are really popular with our shoppers. Should have held something dry in it preferably, and it has to be clean. You can take the label off if you want, but you don't have to. Here's some more examples of some good containers we like. We like glass ball jars like this. Again, if it's nice and clean, don't feel that you need to give us all your spaghetti sauce or pickle containers unless there's some unusual size. This is another good example of something we like. It's plastic, so it's safe to be around kids. Other food containers are fine if they're clean and they're all the same. So if you can collect a certain type of thing like a strawberry container and you're able to stack them, we'll take a nice stack. Of course we take egg cartons. Again, if you have a lot of them, please stack them first. Containers like these that maybe had this kind of wrapping on it are not really good for us unless they were cleaned and dried. And again, if you have a lot of them together, just make sure though you don't put this into the recycling bin because this will gum up the machines at the recycling plant. So make sure you remove this and throw it away and don't put it in the recycle bin. Paper and cardboard goes into the yellow bin. The kind of things that we like to take out of that yellow bin and donate to Resource Depot would be things like shoe boxes or any other kind of small and interesting box. We don't really want your boxes that you get any packages in. These make better boxes for you to bring your donation to us. Toilet paper and paper towel tubes are really popular with our teachers and artists. However, teachers and artists want to find those things en masse. They don't just want one tube. They could probably save that themselves. We would really like them to be bagged up as well. And also just be aware of where you put them in your box of the donation, because if you put them in the bottom, you're gonna get crushed by everything on top and they really won't be usable to anybody else. We also like greeting cards. The only thing that we don't want to know is who sent it to you or any other sentiments inside. So make sure that you take the back part off. You can recycle that. We're more interested in the colorful fronts. Newspapers are okay to go into your yellow bin unless you have a whole stack of them. That's the way we'd rather you donate newspaper to us. Also, we get a lot of questions about magazines. If they're really interesting and they have bright colored pictures, those make for great donations. We don't really care for any clothing catalogs or anything else like that. So any packing paper, tissue paper, wrapping paper that comes like this really doesn't make for a good donation. It's better off you reuse it yourself, or again, feel free to recycle it. We will take your gift bags though, especially if they're in good condition. So we get a lot of donations of office supplies at Resource Depot, and notebooks that are fairly brand new and not really written in are great because somebody else can definitely reuse that. But notebooks that are mostly all the way used is probably better for you to take that paper and you find another purpose for it. So last but not least, once you have all your items that you've identified as a good donation for Resource Depot, we kindly ask that you make a little bit more sense of the box by sorting them into like items. That makes it a lot easier for when it comes to Resource Depot for our volunteers and staff to make sure it gets into the right area of the materials marketplace.
Still rolling, never stop rolling.